Hi, I'm Damon Duncan, one of the two attorneys here at Duncan Law. The other attorney is my father, Terry Duncan. And Terry and I, along with our staff, have been getting a lot of calls recently about if you're in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy right now, what should you be doing with the current state of the economy, especially with the coronavirus, and folks who are either losing their jobs altogether or at least having their job and their income reduced back. So there are really three main things that you need to be aware of. And if you're on this page and you're watching this video, we've encapsulated those three things below this video here. But I also wanted to put together this video to kind of explain each one of them as well. So there's three main options you have if you have a reduction of income or if your income has been eliminated altogether. Option number one is you can make as much of a payment as you possibly can. Let's say your payment in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is $1,000 per month and your hours have been reduced. You haven't lost your job, but your hours have been reduced and you can still make a payment of $700, but you can't make a payment of $1,000. You need that $300 difference to put food on the table for you and your family. Then what you should do is pay the $700 instead of the $1,000. The trustee's office across the state of North Carolina have notified attorneys that they are trying to be flexible, that they understand that these are unique times, and they're trying to be flexible with folks and let us know and let you know that they understand that you may not be able to make the full payment with the way things are currently going, and that's okay. It's at least they don't have a choice. It's as good as it can be right now. So pay that $700 a month payment instead of the $1,000. However, be aware that if you don't make the full payment, and there's that $300 difference, you're likely going to have to make that up later on down the road. So it's not like just, I'm going to make my $700 a month payment now and they won't want the other money. They will likely eventually want the other money. And so that's why it's so important that if you have the ability, you make the full plan payment. But if you can't, you shouldn't let your family go hungry, which of course you're not going to do that. Pay for life's necessities, and then with whatever's left over, you need to pay that to the Chapter 13 trustee office. Just be aware that what you haven't paid, you're likely going to have to increase your plan payment later on down the road to make up that difference. Your second option is, what if you can't make the plan payment at all? What if you've lost your job altogether? And if that's the case, then don't make the plan payment. You can't. You've got to make sure that you put food on the table. It's more important that you take care of your family right now. If you cannot make the plan payment, then you're not going to be able to make it and you won't make it. So what's going to happen then? Eventually, maybe not right away because they're trying to be somewhat flexible, but eventually they're going to file what's called a motion to dismiss your case for failure to make a plan payment. Once that motion has been filed, Terry or I, whoever your attorney is, can then likely file what's called a motion to modify your Chapter 13 plan payment and say, hey, for this 60-day period where payments weren't made, we want to reduce it down. We want to modify the plan so there were no payments required during those 2 months, and then the payments are going to pick back up going forward. Now, all of our hope is that this is going to end quickly, that we won't have to keep having this coronavirus problem, and that we're not going to have people who are either out of work or have a reduction in income. But if it does continue out, then there may be a chance, and you're not making payments, there may be a chance that this motion to dismiss is filed. If that's the case, we will be notified of that, but you should also call our office and discuss it with us. We'll either file a motion to modify, to change your plan payments if you can, if we have the ability to do that within your bankruptcy, or we may file what's called a motion for moratorium saying, hey, a payment shouldn't be required to be made right now based upon the current set of situation that we're in. The third option, and this is kind of the last resort option for most folks, is you may have the ability to convert from a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which you're currently in right now, over to a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Now, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a complete liquidation. It wipes out your unsecured non-priority debts, credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, things like that. They're gone. And you may think, that sounds great. I'd love to do a Chapter 7. We have to show that you've had a reduction of income, which you may have with everything that's going on, but then we have to show that that reduction is likely to continue. That we don't know. You don't know, and I certainly don't know. None of us can really predict what's going to happen over the coming weeks and even months. But if we can show that there's likely a change in income, and that income decrease is going to be consistently going forward, it's going to consist on, then we can likely convert you from a Chapter 13 to a Chapter 7. But be aware, there are certain traps within that. If you're behind on your mortgage or behind on your car payment or any secured debts, and then you convert over to a Chapter 7, they could try to come after that property. So we want to make sure that when you convert over, that you're current or at least close to current, or you've at least worked something out ahead of time with these secured creditors. If you had a bunch of non-exempt equity, property we couldn't protect within your bankruptcy, converting over may be a bad thing for you because a Chapter 7 trustee may try to come and take that stuff. My point is there's too many kind of different variables to discuss in this video. But if you think that it is something that you want to do, you do want to convert over, we have a link that says, there's a link to our conversion from a Chapter 13 to a Chapter 7 page. Click on that, read through that carefully, get the documents together that we put forward. And then once you've done all of that, let our office know, let Terry's office know, and we will talk you through that process. Again, none of us wanted to be here. I'm in my home right now. I'm not even in my office because I'm having to work from home. So we're all in a unique kind of situation and place right now in life. We're going to work through this together. If you have questions, as always, don't hesitate to let us know. But these are the three options. If you can't make your Chapter 13 plan payment, these are the three things you should consider going forward. Again, if you have questions, let Terry or I know, or our staff know, and we're here to work with you.